Oh my goodness. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now I know it's been crazy. I haven't done a training video in forever. And it's going to be a little bit different than how I normally do my training videos because I'm just coming off of my bicep reattachment surgery. I've been going through physical therapy and I've gotten the green light to do some approved exercises. This is day one and I'm going to do back squats. Now, as you can see, this bar is a little bit different, right? No, it's not playing tricks with your imagination. This bar is indeed actually curved. Now, if you've watched my videos long enough, you'll see that I actually bench press with a bar very similar to this because due to its unstable nature, when you're pressing, it wobbles a lot. And because it's curved, it actually provides a 3-inch deficit, so you get an even deeper stretch onto the chest. But for today, I'm actually going to use this bar the way that it was designed, which it's designed to help people with shoulder mobility issues continue to back squat. Now, even though my injury was in my bicep, there's still a lot of instability in my shoulder from just sitting in a cast and a brace for months. I have the green light to isolate the bicep with a very small minimum amount of weight. So today's primary goal is to not use the bicep at all. And using this curved bar is going to take having to put my shoulders in a compromising position where I'm going to need to use the bicep in order to stabilize it. Now, this bar is a Yukon bar. That's what it's called. And it was manufactured by Titan Fitness Industries. So if you want a bar like this, go check out their website. I've been using this bar for years and it's absolutely fantastic. It is a 50-pound bar, not a 45-pound bar. So keep that in mind when I'm posting my gym math on the bottom. It might be 5 pounds off. All right, so let's jump into the workout. I'm super excited. I haven't been doing any workouts at all for a few months, so I'm super excited about this. So let's get started. So unlike most of my training videos that I've done in giant set format, I'm only going to focus on my strength portion with the actual compound movement. So in this case, it's going to be the back squat with the curved Yukon bar made by Titan Fitness. Now, just a reminder, I have not done any lifting since I had my injury. So this is all waking up everything that's been asleep for a few months. And the goal for the day is just to start a healthy routine over again. I got the green light to start pushing my limits a little bit. So I'm just going to start off very small, very easy format to follow, where I'm just going to work up to a 10 rep max, starting with the bar and then just adding 25s and then take off the 25s and adding 45s until I see fit. There's going to be some good things and some bad things I'm going to mention that I noticed on this weightlifting session. And I'm going to mention the bad things first. The very first bad thing I noticed is even with that bar, and as I go up in weight, I noticed that my left knee, my inner knee, is clicking and is hurting. And that's because I used to run a lot when I was a lot younger for cross country and for track. And I played basketball. And the doctors determined that I actually have no more cartilage and zero cushion on the left side of my knee on my left knee. So as a result, that's always been a problem for me. But fortunately, I've been given some secrets by some physical therapists of how to manage that. So right away, that was my first problem. Another problem you're going to notice is, even though this is very lightweight, I'm getting an interior hip tilt. So you'll see that some reps look good and some reps my hips actually turn in. And this was good to start over with the lightweight because now I can actually address the issue. Now, the good things I was noticing was I was having great movement patterns. And each lift was very easy. Like, look at my first rep right here. It was like I never left. I get into a nice position and I drop and I lift it the way I should. And you can see there's a wobble on the top there, and that's just from the bar being curved. It's unstable in nature, which is actually another good thing about this session was it was really taxing my core a lot because of that bar. And I've been neglecting my core for so long because of my injury. So that was another good thing that was happening here. And the last thing that I was doing well was I was going really below parallel. Typically on a back squat, I like to go to parallel or like an inch below, which is when your hip joint drops just slightly below the top of your knee. But because the weight was light and because I'm doing this all with no equipment, including no knee sleeves, I thought now was a good time to really master my form. Now I decided to leave it at 140 pounds because even with that light weight, my quads were getting a massive pump due to my neglecting them. So for the variation lift, I decided to do sled drags with a harness, which I believe is the first time I've ever done it with a harness. But since I can't use my extremities right now, I decided this would be the safest method. And I didn't want to do a front squat right now because of that anterior tilt of my hips. That would only make it worse. And you know how much I love to do strongman movements, so this really satisfied it. And this isn't a heavy weight, obviously. I mean, it's only 250 pounds. But since my quads were so blown up from the back squats, this really turned out to be a great functional way to finish off my quads, which is what I like to focus on when it comes to doing squats. Now for the assistance portion, I did decide to do giant set format. So I decided to do 3 rounds and I was going to do walking lunges. And I'm only doing 10 reps total, so 5 per leg, but moving in a forward motion because again, I'm just trying to work the functionality of it. And again, you've seen me do 30 reps after really heavy squat days when I'm only doing body weight. But again, this is just to build a healthy routine. And then I would immediately do 10 ab mat sit-ups. And let me tell you something, I really felt these. Typically, in my olden days, ab mat sit-ups were just kind of a formality thing. I usually get most of my core work through compound movements and carries like strongman. And ab mats are just to finish them off. And I usually don't feel them because my abs are very strong. But due to my neglecting them over my time period recovering, I felt every rep. And then I finished this off with 2 minutes on the bike curve. And the reason why I'm doing this is to kind of flush out that lactic acid from my legs from all the squats and work I was doing. But it's also for knee therapy. I turn my left knee slightly outward to really hit that inner knee to give it some more cushion. And that's why I do it. All right, and we are back where we started. So day 1 is in the books. And yes, I'm gonna have to pretty much start off very, very light, not go to full max effort, and just try to wake up the joints, wake up the muscles, wake up the tendons, wake up the bones, and say, hey, we're back to lifting again, body. And it's time to wake up, come out of your hibernation, and let's start afresh. Now, whether you're like me and you're at a certain strength level, and then because of an injury or other setback, you find yourself having to kind of start all over again, or you're new to strength training or weightlifting or some other type of fitness program, and you just need to get into the gym and start for day 1. Both are very hard to do. Because when you're new, you look ahead and you think, I know where I want to be and I know where I'm at, and it's going to take forever. And for me, I used to be at a certain point of strength that I was very proud of, and now I have to kind of dial it back, way back, and the work ahead of me is the same as a beginner. There's a lot to do for me to get back to even just where I was. But coming in here, day 1, doing my normal routine has really lifted my spirits. And my bicep wasn't used at all today, but because my heart is pumping and because my legs are pumping right now, it's actually feeling really good right now because there's blood pumping to that joint and blood heals. So this is going to quicken my recovery a lot faster. For me, I'm just excited to get back in here to do my normal routine. I'm super happy that I'm able to blare my 80s synthwave music, drink my pre-workout, do my warm-ups, start with a very simple strength program, and just starting to work my way up to the top. But when you like my videos and when you subscribe to my channel and you're active in the comments, it makes me realize that I need to get back out here and I need to do what's best for my own health and for my own strength gains. Really appreciate everybody tagging along, and I will see you next time. Thank you.